Hello and welcome back to Get Great at Maths. I'm here to help you pass your maths exam, so hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to look at keywords, key formulas and how to gain top marks. So let's get ready to get great at maths. This is a question using the kinematic formulas, sometimes referred to as the SUVAT equations. Now in this question you have been given three of the SUVAT equations or the kinematic formulas. In the GCSEs, you will be expected to be able to use and apply these formulas. When you go on to do A-level, these formulas you will be expected to apply from a formula sheet. So it is important that you recognise them and know them later on. Now for GCSE, we're going to look at the keywords in this question, which are the kinematic formulas. These are three of the kinematic formulas. There are actually 5 of them in total, but you've been given a selection of 3. You're told that the initial velocity is 20 meters per second. You're told the acceleration is -8 meters per second squared. Time is t, and we've travelled 25 meters. And you've got to show that 4t squared minus 20t plus 25 is equal to 0 for 3 marks. Now the key facts that you need to know for this question are that the letters in the SUVAT equation up here, so S stands for displacement, which is the distance in a set direction. The second letter is U, which is your initial velocity or your starting speed. How fast is the object moving initially? V is the next letter, which is your final velocity, which is the final speed. So how fast are you going at the end? The A stands for the acceleration. So how quickly is it speeding up? And the T stands for time. You'll be expected to know what these 5 letters represent. So you'll be expected to know what the S, the U, the V, the A and the T mean in the exam. Now in the question it also uses the word travelled. So if it uses the word travelled, you can look at the units to help you work out what it means. But in this case it is a displacement or the distance, how far it has gone. So the displacement is the distance in a set direction. Here travelled is just the distance that it has gone. So we've got to show this equation here, and we've got to use one of these 3 equations and the information that is given in the question to show this. This is worth 3 marks. It's quite a tricky question. Press pause, have a go at the question, then press play when you're ready to hear the answer. Okay, well done guys if you managed to identify which formula that you've got to use from up here and substituted in these values in here. If you haven't had a chance to do that yet, pick which formula you need to use, identify which of the information is given in the question, and then substitute it all in, and you should be able to rearrange to end up with this equation here. Okay, give me a big thumbs up and a like if you managed to get an answer. So to start with, we need to write down the information from the question. So you're told that initial velocity is 20. So we're told up here that U is the initial velocity, so that means U is equal to 20. The acceleration is -8. So A stands for acceleration, and that is going to be -8. We're told we've got t seconds, so t is we don't know. And we're told that it travels 25 meters, which means that S is going to be 25. Once you've written down the key bits of information, you need to look at these formulas up here and decide which one of these 3 equations is going to be the most useful for us. So you can see we've used the letter U, A, T and S. Which one of these 3 equations only uses the U, the A, the T and the S? Hopefully you're all shouting at the screen. The one that you need to use is the middle one. Now the reason we have chosen the middle one is because the letter that is missing here is the missing letter. If you look up here, S, U, A and T are what we've used. The missing letter is the missing letter V. So this equation here at the top has a V in, and the equation at the bottom has a V in, which means that these 2 equations, the top one and the bottom one, are not relevant for this question here. The middle one here has got an S, a U, a T and an A in, which is what letters we've got, U, A, T and S, just in a different order. Doesn't matter the order. Now we've got the information from the question, we've chosen which formula we're going to use. Make sure you substitute those values into the equation, then you should be able to show this equation here. So our first mark literally comes from substituting the values into this formula here. So instead of writing S, I'm going to write 25. So S is first, we're going to write 25 is going to equal UT. Now U is 20 and T is just T, so that's just 20T plus a half A. Now A is -8 and T squared is just T squared. So you just need to write down 25 equals 20T plus a half -8T squared, and that will give you your first mark. Now remember, if you've got things together without any symbol in between, they mean that they are multiplied together. So I've got a half times by -8 times by T squared. Now a half of -8 is going to be -4. So I've got 25 is going to equal 20T minus 4T squared. And this is for my second mark. Now if you look at what we're trying to rearrange to, the question says we're showing that 4T squared minus 20T plus 25 equals 0. So you can see we've got a 25 in our answer. We've got a plus 20T, but we want a minus 20T. And we've got a minus 4T squared, but we want a plus 4T squared. So we've just got to rearrange this and put it equal to 0, where 0 is going to be on the right-hand side. So to get rid of this plus 20T, I'm going to subtract 20T from both sides, hence the negative 20T on the left-hand side. And then I'm going to get rid of the negative 4T squared, do the opposite, which is plus, hence we get a plus 4T squared. So literally just from writing down the equation that they've given you, which is this equation here, and therefore stating, therefore you've shown the equation because you have got to show it, gives you your third and final mark. So the third mark becomes really easy once you've got down to the second mark stage. And all we had to do to get to the second mark stage was to multiply a half times -8 together to give me -4. So once you know the key bits of information, the 3 marks become fairly straightforward. Remember, if you've got a question on a specific topic that you want me to answer, write in the comment box below and I will get back to you as to a video that you want. Now the mark scheme on this question shows me there are 2 marks and then 1 mark which is dependent on what you got previously. B2 are 2 method marks, B1 is 1 method mark, and OE means all equivalent. Please make sure you can understand where the answers are coming from the mark scheme, and remember to like and subscribe so we can all get great at maths together. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below to let me know what you would like to see in my next video. See you next time!